Welcome everybody to the Fives of the Week. It's the fastest growing podcast in the Motor City. Making picks and predictions, talk life that we live in. Various opinions, all love with the vision. Running our division, court, field, or rink. We gamble with Campbell, don't care what y'all think. A whole different twist on the top 5 list. Check the time on your wrist. Are you ready for this? Cause it's time to press play and step into the game. Get your popcorn ready, never know what we'll say. Play to win it all, we can never back down. In our blood to stand tall and represent our town. Detroit Rock City and we always stay gritty. Hosted by your boy Fillie, now it's time to get busy. You with me? What up, world? Welcome to the Fives of the Week podcast, episode 194. It's your boy Fillie.
Hollywood Applesnatch.
Mikey.
What up, fellas? And as always, this show is brought to you by T3 Personal Training in Fraser. Go see our boy Tony for baseball, boxing, wrestling, and just for a general workout. Also, St. Clair Shores Green Hornets, one of the best youth and cheer football programs around. So, Hollywood, how's your week, brother? Good to see you.
Oh, yeah. Not bad.
Going
by fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Going by fast.
Yep.
Oompas and loompas. And all kinds of zoompas. Yeah, it's a 6-day process again. But, you know, with this, who knows, with this gas going up, things are going to start being called back. You know what I'm saying? It's outrageous.
Dude, I seen over $5 a gallon today.
Come on, man. Come on. It's going to get worse, guys. Not good.
How many years has it been since we've seen that? It's been a minute.
I have to say before COVID.
I'm not looking forward to filling up next week.
I mean, it costs you damn $100. 100 bones in that truck, if not 110 to fill it. That's fact.
Sad. Terrible.
Very sad.
Man.
Tariffs.
Tariffs.
I don't know what's going on. I don't get it. You know what I mean? Like, we're in America, man. Like, we should not be, you know, and I feel bad when I say this because you have LA and some other ones, you know, they pay $6, $7, right?
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, when you have it put out there of, you know, gas going to be under $2 and it's, you know, when this regime or this one was in, you know, it was $4 or $5. Well, now we're seeing it. And why? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So let's hope we can weather this because it'll hurt everything.
Yeah, 'cause right now a lot of people are
struggling.
I mean, there ain't no doubt.
Struggling, yes.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely. Mikey, what's good, son? Everything good?
Yeah, good week. Got a week of work. Not much, really, you know, same old. How about yourself, huh?
Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Everything's good, man. You know, staying busy, working like a dog, and taking care of business. Started getting back into fitness, you know what I mean? Instead of fitting them tacos in my mouth, I'm actually doing fitness in the basement and stretching and things like that. You understand?
Yeah,
so,
yes, absolutely.
Instead of that, I'm hitting the weights, baby. Let's go. Got to get right, you know?
Yeah.
Slowly but surely, you know, can't train like we used to. Hollywood, you know, as we get older, we got to be smarter about that.
Oh, yeah.
So with that being said, tonight's Fives of the Weeks or Fives of the Week is realizations that you have come to at one point or another in your life, whatever that may look like. Could be different for all of us, right? So let's get into it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's rock. So for me, I'll start it off. The first one I had was realizing that you can't control everything, and that's okay at the same time. I came across a real cool quote that I really like, and it says, "You are the CEO of your life, so you hire, you fire, and you promote accordingly," which I really love that, and I feel that because your choices, your decisions impact your life directly, right? So you can make excuses. We all can.
Oh, yeah.
for a lot of different things. But at the end of the day, you are in total control. You can control the way you react to things, your thoughts, your feelings. You're naturally going to feel different things, but how do you react to that? You know what I mean? I had an instance per se at work. Customer just real pissed off, and he's almost like belittling you, kind of dressing you down. But I'm like, okay, I could snap on this guy over the phone, right? Go right back at him. Where is that going to end this situation? You got to
Exactly.
think big picture, right? Now, there's a time and a place to react. That just wasn't the time, you know. And even though that blood was boiling a little bit, you know what I mean? It was getting me hot, but at the end of the day, just it wasn't going to get nowhere. It didn't matter that much to me. So you think about those things. You just have to control yourself and how you act. And I think I just really like that. I think we are in more control than we think. When you sit back and look at your life, and you have to own your decisions, even when you mess up, you own that and you move on, you get better. Um, so that's my number one.
It's a good one.
Yeah, very,
Like the
very, very good. I think that all of us have a part of that. Um, you know, and I believe as age goes too as well, as we learn through the process of life. Um, Especially like me, I'm going to be double nickels, here in the summertime, but I feel great. You know what I'm saying? But you realize, you're not that guy or younger version of you. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes that's really hard to deal with. You know, as I look, at the scope here, and I see how young Mikey is and how young you are, and then there's me, like that 3 generation deal here of life. You know what I mean? I remember being his age, being at your age, where I was at, what I was doing, and stuff like that. And you're so right. It's so easy to come off the handle. We want to do it all the time because, it's like, hey, we ain't no bitch, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But sometimes people, they intend, maybe to spit off or say something stupid. And, like I had an incident this week, and it wasn't even, had nothing to do with me. And it was a couple other fellows talking about something. And, I just, oh, yeah, okay, this and that. And so this other person decided they were going to engage in it. Okay. I don't want to hear all that. So I could have said, well, who in the F are you? You know what I mean? And got all ruffled up. So I thought about it, I said, and what I did was I was like, excuse me? Oh, can you guys just talk about something else? I don't want to hear that. And I said, listen, you're in America. Anyone can speak whatever they want.
Hmm.
You have the choice right now to get up and leave. And then I threw, you understand? Finish what you're talking about.
Hmm.
Guess what? Well, you didn't have to get an attitude. Didn't respond to it. Got up and walked away. They continued like you should. Okay. A lot of people say things we may not like, right? We can't go swinging at the fences and everything. Oh, because you don't like this or this one don't want to hear this. You have a choice to remove yourself and go on over there. Long as it's not derogatory or against somebody. And I sat back there, and my boy was like sitting. He goes, "Wow, man, you handled that well." And I'm
Yeah,
like, you know what? I'm just that I don't have time for ignorance, man. And
it's
all I
growth,
seen
man.
is, yes, in big letters was ignorance. That's all I seen in big letters. And put the fire out quick. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Because I mean, and it's not about you're not going to down talk me. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, this makes sense. You know what I mean? And when you realize that, you realize how much power you have. It's a lot of power. You know what I'm saying?
oh yeah,
Because
Oh yeah,
easy to snap off, then you look like an idiot. Then there's other things that can happen. It
yeah,
escalates. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So, yeah, that's a good one. You know what I'm saying? Like it favors a lot of us on the realizations. It takes time, and as long as you're learning every day something, you're headed in the right direction.
Yep. No, that's facts. Mikey, how about you, man?
The one that really stuck to me is, your environment really shapes who you are. You know what I mean?
Mm,
You know,
yeah.
was a wise man said, to hang around two bums, you're gonna be a third. You know what I mean? So
Right. That's right.
yeah, man, that's and I really, going through the years now, I'm out of high school, and you really realize, who your friends are and who's not.
Oh yeah.
Feel like I'm going through that stage now. You kind of got to pick and choose, you know what I mean, who's really in your inner circle and things like that. So yeah, I broke it down to, like, I'm not gonna hang with these guys no more. You know, I'm not just trying to be in that negative area.
Yeah,
So, and
No, that's
that's
good.
good. Really
more and
good.
more more and more you just hang around that shit. It's what you're gonna be at the end of the day.
That's what you'll become.
Yep.
Absolutely. That's a good one, man. That's real good.
Yeah.
Yeah. You look at different phases of your life, and like Hollywood was saying, realizing the person, you're not that guy that you used to be, and
Hmm.
you're going through another stage of that young adulthood where, okay, I'm not, a teenager anymore, even though you are, but like that young teenager,
Hmm.
there's phases, and then once you get in your 20s, and then a different chapter starts. Um, it's just crazy when you sit there and think about it, and the people that are around. And I look back when I was running the streets and getting in trouble, and the cats I was running with back then to the people I'm around now, and how much you learn along the way. It's
Hmm.
really important, and that'll continue to change. It has for us as well, and it does for everybody. You know, um, and something along those lines. My second one was um, worrying about other people's opinions rather than opinions like within yourself and your own inner compass, like making sure you're good. That is more important than what other people think. You're going to have that small group, right, where you seek advisement. You have a small group of people that you're going to reach out to for opinions on things, but those opinions are valued, because I think if you do that too much and you ask for too many opinions, your mind gets a little pickled,
Yeah,
right? And it's
I
it's
agree.
easy to be lost. I don't feel like you get good information because, the bigger the sample size, I don't know, I just think it gets clustered. I think
Yeah.
it's better to make a educated decision, run with that, and however that goes, you're gonna learn something from that. But I think
100%.
too many times we worry about, oh, what are they gonna think if I do this? What are they gonna think if I do that? Be true to you. Be true to your people. You're gonna make mistakes along the way, but know that's okay, and look inside and just know that, hey, I'm a good person. I'm trying to be better every single day, and be okay with that, man. And always just try to, don't be too hard on yourself, but always try to be better. You know what I mean? It's that balance of life I feel like is important. So
Oh
can't
yeah.
always listen to the outside noise, man.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. Absolutely. 100.
You with me on that? You hear me knocking, Hollywood Applesnatch?
Yeah, yeah. My roll off to that is you know, you see things every day, okay? You see people talk, and if you, my biggest thing, you realize, just watch. Keep them ears open and listen. And you will filter your own self of what you're willing to be around and what you're willing to listen to and what you're not. And it comes so clearly just by watching and listening. Don't even have to say a word. It opens itself on its own. You know what I mean? And I've always, you know, take in what somebody says, evaluate it. Does it make sense? You know, you come to realization at times to say, what that person said was really, really pivotal to me. Made a lot of sense. Gives you where you can put in your chapter in your file. You know what I mean? Because there's always going to be people out there they're going to hate when you're on top of the game. They want you down. You know
Yep.
what I mean? They don't want, be happy for me. I want to be happy for you. You know what I'm saying? And they don't make you no less of a woman, no less of a man. You know, but be grateful for things for people and not the jealousy and this and that. You know what I'm saying? Um, and number of things you'll come across like where I've come across that. As I'm stepping the ladder per se. But you learn, and sometimes you learn the hard way.
All right.
But you will see and understand it gets clearer and clearer to you on just going, you know what? That peace of mind, the stress. And I had a conversation today with somebody, and I said, is it really worth it? Wow, I can't believe that's coming from you. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's coming from me. I'm telling you the way it is. You know, you will see once you let them chains go, it just comes very, very clear, you
Mm-hmm.
know. So it can be
Yep.
done.
Yeah. Feel that, man. Very
Hmm.
good. Mikey, what else you think?
um, I believe that like self-talk and being able to control your mind is very important.
Hmm.
'Cause, if you're not able to control yourself and yeah, be able to control your thoughts and things like that, I feel like you're just gonna go completely out of whack, man. And if
Yeah,
you
it goes
don't,
sideways quick.
yeah,
Hmm.
if you're not, how should I say this? Yeah, just be able to go through those things that your mind says, tells you whatever, that are wrong, not even wrong, or just say like, mm, sorry, it's hard to like word this.
No, no, no,
Well,
no. The boy got pickled there, boy.
It's all right.
no,
It happens to all of us, have you? You feel like you're at like a crossroads sometimes, and like you just have to make that decision. It's almost like a fork in the road type thing, right? Where
right,
you got to
yeah,
figure out, okay, do I take the high road here? Am I gonna feel sorry for myself? Keep that positive energy you're saying, and
right,
just keep down that road as opposed to maybe the woe is me or man thinking about what else is to come, right? Because we had a conversation about that. If you sit and
mm,
wait up for the next thing, that thing's always going to come, whatever that looks like, right?
Yeah.
There's hurdles in life that are just going to continue to keep happening, but you have to think positive and try to find the silver lining in those things as opposed to waiting for it to happen.
Yeah, because like this, you'll get right 1 minute, wrong 2 minutes down the road. You know what I mean? Up and down, up and
Mm,
down, and it's all part of life. You know what I mean? You're
yeah.
not the only one going through it. All these other people been through it or gone through it, and some's even bad for it. You know what I'm saying? They're like that all the time. And it's just all on how you believe in your heart and things like that. How sometimes you got to take yourself back and say, I really am blessed. I really, really am blessed because things could be so much worse for me, right?
Mm.
And sometimes that gives you a perspective to say, yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna take a second back here and reevaluate, and I'm good. I got my answer. You know what I'm saying? That's good stuff, though, man.
Is that kind of where you're at, Mikey?
yeah,
Okay. All right. Good stuff.
Very good.
So number three for me is realizing that failure is really just a stepping stone to success, man.
Hmm.
Oftentimes and I know I used to overthink this back in the day, man, if I make a mistake, I'd be so hard on myself, and then really get down. But you can't. I think there's admiration in people that try and fail and learn from that, and it's only going to make you better. You know, I've failed in many different things at times, you know, and just real talk. I mean, you know, I've failed as a father. I've failed as, you know, a boyfriend, a worker, you know, but you find ways to just be real with yourself and like, you know, I can course correct this. I could be better in this part. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, but having that realization and just not having that fear of, oh, it's going to go wrong, or if it does go wrong, hey man, you lick your wounds and you carry on, because nobody walking God's green earth is perfect. So I think if you're able to learn from that, it's only going to make you better in the long run.
I like that. You know, a lot of people, some people really punish themselves hard.
Mm.
You know, they'll really, really come down on them. I mean, really, really hard. And it's sad to see sometimes, you know, and, you know, you look and be like, man, you know, no, I know, you know, I got like, you know, somebody I work with. And I mean, they'll just really get down. I mean, go from 100 to zero. I'm like, come on, man. It ain't, things ain't that bad. It could be worse, you know.
Yeah, it's going to
But
be all right.
yeah, it's gonna, you know, I had, a realization of, some things come near draw to an end. You know what I'm saying? Like, one that was hard for me, like, you know, like lifting. I can't lift heavy no more.
Mm.
And at times that hurts because it's like your mind's trying to tell you, I know I can do this,
Mm.
but your body's telling you, yeah, you're just not going to, because when you do, I'm gonna lay you down for a couple days.
Yeah, it
You know what I'm
hurts.
saying? And you have to come to the realization of that, of going, I gotta back off. I gotta do lighter weight, more reps. I just can't do that no more. I can't stick them big racks of weights up on there anymore. As good as it once looked before, my body just won't allow it. It wants to snap in half because just over time, you know, injuries, and it just comes to everybody. You know what I'm saying? And
Yep.
realizing that, and I can speak for a man, um, that's tough. That is real tough. Because when you think weights, what do people think? Oh man, you lift heavy, right? Right. Um, that light stuff, but no, it's actually good for you. You know what I'm saying? And like I've been reading up a lot of stuff. Like Arnold, you'll see him a lot of stuff when he had on there. There was times he had heavy, but you'll see he had lighter stuff and just lots of reps, and he would
Mm.
shred himself up. Amazing. So that's was one of my things of that was hard for like me to realize that you got to lay that down.
Yep. No, that's a good one. You talk to a lot of older cats, guys that have been athletes at different levels, and you know,
Yes,
it's tough for them, but you know, at the end of the day, it's healthier to not continue to hurt yourself. You know what I mean?
exactly.
So to just work out smarter. I know guys that just they do cardio and stretch and yoga and things like that. You
Hmm.
can actually get really fit by doing those things. Uh,
Absolutely.
Granted, you have to be consistent, you know, and I think
Hmm.
lifting weights is a great thing. To not to deter anybody from that, and we're not doctors
Right.
by any means, but you got to listen to your body, man. That's one thing
Yes.
that's fact. If you're hurting, hey, probably shouldn't be doing that. I had to teach myself that with my shoulder and my arm. Um, Getting better at that every day too. So that's a great point, Hollywood.
Yeah.
Mikey, what else you thinking?
You have to come back to me for a minute. Mine's a little pickled.
Mine's a little pickle boy.
I'm gonna tell you what, that boy looks stunned right there, right there. That boy's stunned right now. Oh,
It's
that's
okay.
good stuff.
Uh,
Yeah.
well, the fourth for me is you realize the importance of being present and appreciating the little things. You know, I think sometimes it's we're in a culture nowadays where it's always on to the next thing, and think forward thinking, and instead of just stopping, like we talk about all the time, smelling the roses a little bit, appreciating,
Mhm. Mhm.
the family, the quality time, the dogs when you come home, they give you unconditional love because
Yes.
that's not going to be there forever.
No.
And we're all getting older day by day, so enjoying that conversation or just having that joke or that little chit chat, you know what I'm saying? Um,
Hmm.
like Hollywood, you had a good point that you talk about, trying to take everything you can out of the day, right?
Yes.
All the little things, enjoying that
Yes.
first sip of coffee in the morning,
Hmm.
um, you know, telling everybody goodbye, have a good day at work, the little things, just
Hmm.
all that stuff that goes into it. So I think that's important, and then spend time with your people and, the time with family, as we get older, people go their separate ways and you don't get that quality time as much anymore. So when you do have
Hmm.
it and you have opportunity to spend time with people you love, I think it's important to just kind of lock in, be there, be present.
Hmm.
And, I think that's a good thing that we all could benefit from.
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
You dig?
Yeah. You understand.
Hollywood, blow the whistle for me.
Yeah. So that's your fourth?
That's number 4, sir.
Number four. Um, I'm gonna say number four, for me is, you know, I want to be loved just like I will give it back. You know what I'm saying? And you know, a point in my life where I'm at, with I got my shit together, and for the most part of it, and I don't have a lot of these issues or problems that others have with, yeah,
Just
bullshit.
messing with you.
With, what I'm saying, with there's a lot I see a lot of folks that have a lot of, baggage and a lot of stuff to, you know what I'm saying? And I just don't really have that.
Hmm.
And I minimize it, I take care of it. Like I think a man should do. Um, but by any means, you know, as I sit and I think and I quander sometimes, and I'm like, I'm not made to love everybody. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by that, I love a lot of people as far as on a different norm. But my love life, I wasn't made to just love everybody. Every single person you go, you love them. I love you. I love you. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Um, I'm just, I don't know, I'm made that way. So when I am close to you and I care about you and I tell you them words, I love you, I care, that's genuine. And that needs to be accepted a little more. I can't make that happen. So I will come to the realization like this, like, listen, if you can't embrace my feeling, how I put it and present it to you, I can't really mess with you. I really can't. You know what I mean? Because I mean, my love is strong. My love is fierce. It's amazing. It's just maybe you're not ready for it. You know what I'm saying? Like I just won't waste my time. And I'm like, when you come to realize a lot of people, I got to have somebody. I just that defies who I am. That don't define me. You know what I mean? I've had pretty women, and but as far as everybody would like to have somebody they could love, this and that. But I'm gonna love this guy first, or it all can't happen. You know what I'm saying? So as you get older, and I talk to other people, same thing. You realize what you're not going to accept. You realize what you don't want. You realize what you want. You know what I'm saying? And you know, some people they just have to wake up. You know what I'm saying? And realize because you get one life, and
Hmm.
if you're going to live a life of where you're just going to be miserable, just to have somebody there, that's not living. It really ain't. So I won't live like that. I'll find my happiness, and but I will be happy prior to that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's important.
Yes. I won't. I don't need to slug out there and bar every single weekend. No, I could meet him in the store. I could meet him in a library. I could meet him in a hospital. You know what I'm saying? It's just there. It's what you gonna do. You know what I mean? So that's something you realize. Um, don't ever live in something you're not happy. Don't ever be in something because you think you have to be there, or it's the right thing to do. You know what I'm saying? No, no. Make sure
Do you
that
feel
you're
like,
happy in life.
from experience, do you feel like you've experienced that before? Have you lived that, or have you
Yeah,
seen
I
it?
experienced a lot of shit, man. I experienced a lot, and you see how people can be, and I'm like, how do some people just throw that word love around? Like, do you just love everybody? Like, all you women, you just love every single guy you're with? I mean, I'm not built that way. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, but if I do, and I give you, you got my time, and trust me, I'll come to the world for you. You know, and some ain't used to that, and that's it is what it is. But like I said, you learn. It's a process of life. You know what I'm saying? Um, and then there's been people I've seen, they've had one person their whole life. If that's what makes you happy, I'm happy for you.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
different strokes,
saying?
different folks, man.
Different folks, yeah. So you realize things like that. It doesn't work for everybody, and
Hmm.
it's okay.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So that's one of my big ones that I really had to realize. And it wasn't easy at times, because you check yourself. You know what I mean? We all do as men, and I'm sure women do the same thing.
Mm.
You know, um, but life is life, and it's going to go on whether you're here or you're not. So, like I said, and Philly mentioned it, I take each day of my life and suck the life out of it from morning to night. And when I go lay my head down, I say, I got everybody on my mind, all of you, every night. I carry the world. And then when my eyes close, I thank the man the next day when I get up.
Mm.
Thank you.
That's good, man.
And I feel blessed.
That was
Can I
great.
get
That
an
was great, man.
amen? Love
Can I
it.
get an amen in the
Amen.
congregation right there? And by the way, you're going to have to raise up your. I know you give a $10 though. It's going to have to be 20 now.
That's what I'll say, man.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Oh man, very good, very good. Mike, you want me to round mine out, or you got something you want to chime in with?
You can go ahead.
Okay. All right. So my last one was just realize that relationships, in particular the good ones, are really what give life its depth and meaning. And what I mean by that is the memories you have, um, how you make people feel and how people make you feel. Like those relationships are important, the good ones. Um, because really you can't take money when you go, you can't take anything else, but you're leaving a legacy behind. So,
Yes.
those things matter. And, you know, if you're with someone, lean into that. You know what I mean? If you're, like you said, Hollywood, if you're single, take care of yourself first because that will
Yes.
attract energy. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes.
Matching energy is really important, I think, as we grow older because there's relationships you just have to cut off, whether that's
Mm-hmm.
family, whether that's
Mm-hmm.
friends, whether that's,
Yes.
a job or a hobby, and tough decisions have to be made, and it
Yes.
happens in all different parts of your life, and it can be extremely difficult at times.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we make the wrong ones, you know what I mean? But I think
Yeah.
the good relationships that are worth and mean something to you, those are the ones that really have uh, genuine meaning and you know, it's hard to find people that you can trust and talk to and all these things. So um, hold on to those memories, share those memories too. I think that's one thing we've really done well here at the Fives of the Week over
Absolutely.
the years is talking about those things. You know, we talk about youth football, we talk about softball, wrestling, you know, doing
Mhm.
these live shows. We've done so many different things, and we're interested in other people's, you know, adventures and things like that. It's just great conversation to have, you know, and I think all that shit is good stuff, and
Yes,
it's
absolutely.
positive stuff, good conversations to have. So yeah, man, take care of, you know, the good people around you, and lean into those that lean into you. You know what I mean? So
I agree. I mean
I think it's a big one.
that's a good, that's a strong
Yeah,
one.
very well said.
Mm.
You know,
It's good.
um, my last one is going to be part of that what you're saying because it kind of all stretches out. I had a great conversation with a good friend of mine today at work. You know, we got like 60 some years all together. And he was saying the same thing. You know, I thought about you, Rube, about what you're saying about like giving back. Um, I realized that in life that whether it's appreciated or not, giving back to things that you loved, giving back, whether it's holding the door for somebody, you know, picking something up, um, just being, you know, I feel in my heart, and it helps me and to flourish, to help. Like when I went to that boxing thing, I felt so great. Just you know, talking to some of the fighters, I said, "This is just me, man. This is me. This is where I belong." You know what I mean? And yeah, I was a great football player, basketball player, and I would get back to that too. But when I get around that ring, and even like with being with the wrestling and stuff, it's that ring. Something with that ring just makes me really realize that you were destined for that. You know what I'm saying? And to be a part of different things my whole life. You know, from being in the boxing ring to now in the wrestling ring. Um, Shit, I'm 54 years old, man. You know what I
Mm.
mean? But I love it. I love it. It's like that little kid. He keeps scratching on the inner side of me. You know, I love this. I want it. I want it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I like I've even thought of saying, you know what? You know, one day I'm going to have to. I don't know. Maybe put my shoes in the middle of the ring. You know what I mean? Probably won't. But you know what
Because
I'm saying?
Hollywood's that guy who he's a guy that never say never, man. Can never give it up.
Oh yeah.
You know. But would bless my heart realize saying, you know what, sometimes we just go and we make this even better. You know, it's when you went back to like guys like Bobo and them guys back in the day that wrestled, and you're like, who? There was guys that all started before I was born, you know, until then you went into the Hulk Hogan's, and you see how it just kept going like this in a circle,
Mm.
and The Rock, and then now you got Roman Reigns and FEMA, um, and you see how it just keeps going. So you have to realize you'll be maybe that number one in your time in your era, which is a great thing. But I always will always say and believe it, even like your dad's done it. You know, from conversations we've had, he gives back. We have the great coach that was on. Learned a lot from that man. You know, now he's gone, bless his soul. But you learn, and it was all a part of us together of giving back. And when you get them, hey, coach, no matter where you're at, restaurant, Home Depot, Lowe's, anywhere, that's the most powerful and greatest feeling in the world when them kids can still remember you and love you and they'll call you coach.
Yeah, it's a great
You
thing.
did right. You did right by them.
Yeah.
That's my final.
Oh, very good. Hollywood's that fighter, man. He's got it in him. Guy just wants to dig deep all the time, you know, knock somebody out. Yeah, man. It's a part of us, you know, and to
Yes.
fulfill those dreams again, leaning into people that, have the same visions and passions as you do,
Yeah,
you can make it come true, which is, it's awesome, man. That's what life's
it
about.
is. It is.
So we got some draft talk coming up. Mikey, is there anything else you wanted to add, or are you good?
No, I think we're good. And
All right.
wrap it up pretty good.
Awesome. Let's do it. So, Maz, let's start with you because I want to get your grade here. Okay, the draft is complete. The first phase of the off season. Well, I guess technically the second because we already had free agency, and then we got the June 1st cuts coming up. But now that the draft is complete, what grade do you give the Detroit Lions here in 2026?
And so this, I think we definitely got what we needed for sure. I feel like we still could have made some moves and got a better guy, but who knows? I'm not in the office. I'm not the one studying the guy for months. So, but I think I'd give the Lions a solid B plus. I'd say that. Um, what was it something Miller, offensive lineman?
Blake Miller.
Blake Miller, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, I thought he was a great pick. Then we got our defensive end from Michigan.
Mm.
Yeah, I just feel like could have got a few better guys, but I mean, I feel like we got the job done.
I mean, my question to you: do you think that was the guy to get? Did you have anybody in mind that you had in place at that
Um,
spot besides Blake Miller?
he went after Blake Miller, other offensive lineman. Oh, I forgot his fucking name.
Well, Monroe
Can you
Freeling was still out there.
Freeling? That's who I wanted. Yes,
Is that who
Freeling.
you wanted?
Yeah, that's who I thought everybody was gonna get. But
Now you know he only played 1 year.
yeah,
Yeah.
and the thing is, Blake Miller, what he played the right side, and what we're gonna have Sewell go back to the left. You know what I mean? Having them bouncing around is
Made a
it's
lot
kind
of
of
sense,
iffy.
didn't it? It made a lot of sense why that pick was picked.
Yeah, but honestly, I think with Sewell, he's like one of one. You know what I'm saying? He's a special player to
Hmm.
where you can't just expect the average guy to switch sides and be good. But I think Sewell's a guy that can. You know what I mean? That's what he played
Yeah.
before, but he is like a mauler type. But now I think you have options. So if it doesn't work for whatever reason, maybe you can go back. But I don't see that happening. I think
I
Sewell's
don't
gonna
either.
he's gonna be a great left tackle for us for the
And
foreseeable
you know
future.
that's his college. That's what he started at in college.
That's what I'm
The
Yeah.
saying. Yeah.
backside. The
Yeah,
backside.
I'm not saying he can't do it. It's just the fact that, having him bounce around, change his game all these seasons, like I feel like just gonna
Oh, I was upset
might
when he
get
had to
out of
go to the
whack.
right side.
But
I was upset he moved to the right side.
yeah,
Like you asked this man that dominated the left side of his career to go
right.
right. And I get it, it's the NFL, right?
Yep.
Well, guess what? To have Penny Sewell watching golf's backside, that's pretty damn good.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And to pick that Miller, who the right side's his natural side, I think we're in business. Watch out, you may have Gibbs get 2,000 yards this year.
So Snatch, let me ask you this: if they maybe pulled the trigger on Decker sooner and moved him to the right side, does that prolong his career? Do you think the Lions would have been better off with that, or no?
You know, I don't know if he can handle the right side
Mm,
because remember, like I was telling the guys at work, it's so different when your mind starts getting repetitions over and over. You want to open up to the left, and next thing you know, you're burnt. The defensive end's behind you because you've been
mm,
stuck on this side so long. Instead of opening up the right leg, you see what I'm saying? Your quarterback just got smeared from the right side. When you start flipping guys like that, that muscle memory gets again a pattern. Some pick it up quick, some take longer.
mm.
It's almost good to say, that's your side, that's where you're going. And you know what? We did a lot of juggling around, and you can't do that in the NFL like that. Everyone's not the New England Patriots, and people have to understand that. They got away with it. They always had great linemen, nonstop, constantly plugging these guys in. When
Mm.
you're asking guys to start moving around and jumping all over, hey, can I have you put? they're not kids. Okay, middle linebacker compared to outside linebacker, you're talking two different things, whole different coverages. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So you need that speed on the outside.
Yeah,
But
no, I
I
feel
think it's
that.
going to work well.
So Mikey gives a B plus. Hollywood, where you at? Where do you fall with your grade of this year's class?
You know, I'm right there with him. I'm right there with the B plus. I'm not upset. I wasn't expecting him at 17. I was expecting the Lions are going to move up or go back. But if they moved up, they was going to go get Styles, was my guy.
Yep.
Or they were going to get Ruben Bain, pertaining on how much they did. They were either going to go for it all. We're taking Styles now. Generational player.
Yep. And
Or
when
I'm
I
going to get
seen Bane
Ruben.
fall to 15, man, I was like, ooh, this could happen. It really could.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. And then the board says, well, Tampa Bay needs defense. And I knew it was over.
Yep.
Detroit, you're not getting them.
Yeah. Todd Bowles
So,
wasn't letting him get by.
no, absolutely. Absolutely not. But I like the Blake Miller kid. He's a big, strong kid, plays position, you know, got a good resume. It's a safe pick.
Yeah.
That's a safe
Well,
pick.
so just to recap the entire thing. So Blake Miller, offensive tackle. Second round, you got Derek Moore, edge. A lot of people think this guy is going to be able to start opposite Hutchinson. And I really like Derek Moore.
Mm-hmm.
Your third pick was in the fourth round. You got Jimmy Rolder, also from the University of Michigan. Got some
Love it.
linebacker depth.
Love it.
Fifth round, you get Keith Abney, the second cornerback, Arizona State, another
Deal.
need. Here's the surprise of the draft for me. Fifth round, Kendrick Law, wide receiver, Kentucky. Do we really need another wide receiver right now?
No, I didn't understand that.
So this is the one that kind of a lot of experts are giving the Lions an A, B plus, like you guys are. This is why I'm giving it a solid B, is because like when you
Okay.
do things like this and you get, you got Skylar Gill Howard, defensive tackle, Texas Tech, and then you also got Tyree West from Tennessee. You know, he's like a multiple defensive lineman. But like, man, that's another pick. I just wish they would have went in on defense. I would have been totally set.
I like the Gil Howard guy. I think he's going to be out of Texas Tech. But like you said, I don't understand the guy from Kentucky, Law. I don't get that receiver part. I don't get it.
No, because you got like a guy like Meeks and Kennedy and we got Lovett, and then you signed what's his nuts from Arizona. I think you got depth there, and people want to see more of Tesla. You know what I'm saying? And you got
Yeah.
two studs that are 1 and 2. So I felt like it was unnecessary, but who knows? I could be wrong. Guy could end up being a star, but it
I don't
doesn't
think
make
he
sense
makes the
right now
team.
with all the holes that you have on defense.
Mm-hmm.
With the depth that you lost and all the things that have happened this offseason. Why not add another piece to the secondary, another safety type player? You know what I mean? Like I
So
think
you
that would
said
have been
Law
more
went,
beneficial.
yeah. You said Law went 5.
Yes.
What was there in your mind that you could see, or you knew who was there that you think that they could have took that maybe been a better fit for us? Does it show you?
I don't know. I'm just saying from a positional
Okay.
need. I don't take deep dives into college football and like know all these players front to back, especially that
Okay.
late in the draft. But
Yeah.
I feel like I've watched enough and studied enough NFL football to be like, okay, I kind of see where we're lacking here. Like
Yeah.
we need help on defense, bad. We got
Hmm.
Kirby Joseph, Brian Branch, question marks. Yes, great that you got, another edge guy, but the depth is still kind of eh. You
Hmm.
got your linebacker, to fulfill Anzalone's departure. That's nice. You still don't know what's going on with Terrion, right? It's just a
Man,
lot
I
of
hope
question
this.
marks, man. I would have liked to
Yes.
see
Yeah.
that side just loaded. Maybe there's more still to be done. We'll see how it goes.
How many
And
starters you see?
I see two for sure. I mean, Miller, no doubt. Derek Moore for sure. I think in the second round. Rolder, he's gonna play like that. That he'll spell Campbell, spell Barnes. You know what I mean? Type player, but I don't think he's gonna
That
start.
okay.
So I say two. I say you got two.
I think that Jimmy Roller's going to be a good piece. So He's going to be a guy that's going to really surprise a lot of people. And that's who the Seahawks wanted. They were big on that. They wouldn't shame for putting that out there. What they thought, they just didn't get a chance to grab him at that point. Um, Other things had to be filled. But he was a guy that McDonald talked about very highly of for the defense. And his name came up. Moore, I love Moore, Michigan pick. But they had Zion right there. Zion Young, 2 picks after. What's your take on that? That was a guy that was on the board. And they decided, do you think they leaned a little more because, well, Hutch played for Michigan, the alumnus, you know what I mean? Did that have anything to do with that pick of going up there and some would say kind of overly reach for him? You know what I mean? Because you would have had Zion lay right in your lap.
Well, here's my thing. The experts, quote unquote, have their big boards, right?
Yeah.
And their overall picks. But however, their overall picks may not fit your system. That might not be a player that does what you do defensively or offensively, right? So
right.
It's not like they went like with Miller even. I think they picked him 10 spots earlier than he was projected to go.
Mm-hmm.
However, that's a guy that you like, that you feel like is going to fit your system. You go and grab that guy because, for one, you got to love the fact that, he only missed 1 or 2 practices in his entire career, right? He's got 50-plus starts, Iron Man type mentality. Dude, that's a Dan Campbell guy through and through. That's a guy that's a safe pick. You know what I mean? A guy you can rely on. Your teammates are going to, love, things like that. Now, Derek Moore, same thing. I think he was only selected, I want to say right around the same area, 10 picks higher than projected. That's a guy, he could set the edge. He's good off the ball. You know what I mean? And I think that's what you need. If you can alleviate the double teams on Hutch, it's going to make him better. You know what I mean? So you got to have some sort of threat on that other side, consistently. Yes. And I think he's young enough to do that.
Yeah, I think so too. I agree with you on that. I mean, I think he's going to bring a lot of – you're going to see that Michigan-type football, per se. And I like the pick. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know a lot about Zion Young. I just heard about him, But, all is well with that. I mean, I like that. I like that.
Yeah. Pistons up by 7 with 4.5 to go, boys, in a must-win game.
Nice.
Yes.
But, I think overall this was a solid draft. And like you said, Hollywood, with the June first cuts coming, I think there's still some pieces to be added. I still would like to see them bring in a veteran guy like Cam Jordan, to rotate on the edge. Because if you look at Philadelphia and teams that have won the Super Bowl like Seattle, they're so deep on the defensive line.
Yes.
It's just constant, relentless pressure that just harass quarterbacks, dude. And that is still to this day the recipe to success. You know what I mean? And you're telling me if a guy like Damu Darnold can win a title, Jared Goff can win a title, right? But we got to have the team's got to be built right, and I feel like we got to build that depth defensively to get to the promised land late in the season.
I believe so. I mean, I think that is the ticket, is the defense. If the defense can stay healthy, I mean, 2 years. I mean, but we went 15-2. The defense was a little shabby. But the last 2 years has been very brutal. Now, when you're talking, other teams get injuries, we had a list, man. I mean, what was the one? 19?
Unheard of.
Then the other one was 21? Come on. That's a lot, dude.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
And you just got to hope that that more works out, because our second-round picks in Detroit have not notoriously been great, over the years. So let's just hope this one's a little bit better.
Yeah, I think it will be. He'll get a little bit bigger too. Hit them weights, and I'm excited to see him and Rolder, man. I'm excited to see them guys, and I want to see that Aberney, that cornerback. I want to see that kid. Maybe he comes in and he's another diamond. Like, wow, how this guy even get away? You know what I'm saying?
Is there any picks that Mikey will start with you that kind of surprised you?
Surprised me throughout the whole draft or just
Yeah,
lines?
yeah, for anybody.
I'd say Mendoza. No.
No, that was a no-brainer. Come
Um,
on.
it really surprised me. Huh? Not really. I feel like it went as pretty much as I thought it would go. Yeah, I feel like it went pretty smooth.
Let
Did
me
that
ask you guys.
what?
Let me ask you this. So, I think it was 13. The Rams pick Simpson out of
Oh,
Alabama. That
yeah,
one,
that one did. Yeah, you're right.
he was
I
talking
think
about.
Stafford's a little pissed on that one.
Is this, I know he was contemplating this offseason, right? But he's coming off an MVP year, and you're still in your Super Bowl window, as they say. I think the Rams do have a hella good defense.
Oh
And
yeah.
you draft a guy that's probably not going to play it down this season. It's not going to help you this year. Now, you might be set up for the future if they believe he's the franchise guy. But that one was a shocker to me because I feel like there's so many different ways LA could have gone to really continue to bolster themselves.
Yeah, I feel like the way Stafford is playing right now, that he can still take that team to another Super Bowl in the next maybe 3 years. I
Hmm.
mean,
Oh,
if
absolutely.
he keeps playing at that high of a level that he's playing at,
Absolutely.
so
I agree.
that, like you just said, they could add another great piece instead of settling down and then hoping for their future. But
Hmm.
so yeah,
Yeah. Hollywood, were you surprised with that pick?
Yeah, but I didn't know that that was their extra pick that they had got that was given to them. So they kind of basically well, that wasn't the pick we had. So
Hmm.
we use this pick to get this guy. But you have both sides on it now because you know what kind of players at that spot you left on the table.
Yeah.
Okay. That definitely could have made your team really scary. And then on the other side of the coin, you said, well, you know what? Stafford's getting a little bit older. You're not going to come in and start because he's our guy, but he's going to mentor you until he's here.
Yeah.
And if we don't get it now, which this is how I believe, you didn't get it now. I got a quarterback that I believe that could take over for Stafford, which sent the message to Bennett from Georgia. Maybe why didn't you wait for Manning to come out? You know what I'm saying? What other quarterbacks next year that you didn't believe were up to this guy's caliber? Maybe you seen something and said, you know what? If we don't get him now at this pick, maybe he would have won the second round. I don't know. We have our future quarterback. Once Stafford leaves, we don't lose a beat. Kind of like almost like the Green Bay thing. 3 quarterbacks in 60 years. That's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? So there's
Yeah.
both sides of that coin.
No doubt. Good take. Hey, Mikey says, or no, Nick says, give him a wall.
Whoa.
whoa,
Whoa.
Shout out to Gumpzilla on. Shout out to
That
Aunt
damn.
Chris on. She
Yes.
ranks the Lions draft a C plus. See, she's not feeling it all the way either.
All
So
right.
it's
She's going to be
okay.
hard on him. She's going to be
Hey,
hard on him.
that's all right.
There ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Um, so my question to you, so what did you think about the draft being in Pittsburgh, which I heard they had their first night, they had more than us,
Yeah.
compared to it being at the D? The D was a lot
Yeah.
more excitement.
It was definitely more
100.
exciting.
percent
The way it was set up was weird, just like a sea of people.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see much other stuff going on as opposed to like right in front of the stage, but I thought Detroit did great. They did a great job, and it's just a shame 2 years later that the record gets smashed, and it wasn't by a little either.
Mm-hmm.
So it is what it is. Records are made to be broken, so it's gonna
Absolutely.
continue to happen.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. They're made to be broken.
Mm-hmm.
But you still, you had it. It is
Yeah.
what it is. They can't take it away from you. But
Yeah.
you know, we got to get that Super Bowl. It's a must.
No doubt. Without a shadow of a doubt.
We need to shut of it out.
Well, with that being said, boys, thank you for hopping on. We're hitting that hour mark. So remember to go visit T3 Personal Training in Fraser. Remember to support the St. Clair Shores Green Hornets football and cheer program. You can follow us here on Facebook, also on YouTube, and listen to us on Apple and Spotify. So till next time, y'all, be good.
Go home to
Peace.
mommy.
Get out of
Mommy,
here.
get out of here.